What we do here is go back.
Start from the beginning. His channel was originally called Mr. MonkRage, and I'm not sure if it had gameplay content on it before he joined Maximo.
It had World of Warcraft videos on it. Originally, ages ago, I had World of Warcraft videos on there, and they actually had some views.
How's it going, everyone, and welcome to episode 24 of the Lost Media Podcast. Today we're looking at Chad's original channel, Mr. MonkRage. It was a World of Warcraft gameplay channel, and there's not much known about it. All the videos he posted on this channel were when he was very, very small. We're talking 20 views a video, maybe a few hundred views a video. He wasn't a proper YouTuber at all. He didn't make proper YouTube videos. He didn't have aspirations to be a big creator. He just uploaded a bit of World of Warcraft gameplay. I don't know if there was his face in these. There has been videos and posts and photos uploaded of what he looked like when he was young, and that's probably what I'll use for this thumbnail for the meme. But Chad's original videos are very tough to find. And as you saw in the intro, that was Chad explaining to the viewers when he was watching my video on him years ago. That's a little funny clip I have, that it had World of Warcraft gameplay on it, and those videos probably not going to be made public. They are lost, but to get Chad to react to them or talk about them even is unlikely. They'd still be on the account. The Cold Ones account, by the way, guys, is Chad's MonkRage YouTube account, which is a really cool thing in my eyes. That's like, I don't know, it's a cool connection to something that was just a tiny little YouTube channel he made on his own when he was younger, to a now massive YouTube channel that has almost 3 million subscribers. And the videos the little gameplay videos he used to upload by himself is now a massive YouTube organization, which is really cool. I'm theorizing today on the Lost Media Podcast whether or not these videos are still in the video library of Cold Ones on the YouTube channel if you're someone who has control of the actual account and you're going in to manage the videos. I'm willing to guess they're not in there, but they could be. I actually think he would have flat out deleted all of these, like from the actual account in the video library for the person who runs the channel and has the password. Why do I think this? Because Cold Ones is now a business. It's now a proper thing, and multiple people run it. And I don't know if he wants the risk of those getting leaked. Not that anyone has done that, or not that any like proper things have been leaked so far, which is why it's a topic of question in the Lost Media Podcast. But I do think that he has probably deleted all of his old World of Warcraft gameplay. I'm theorizing whether or not it was made from when he was like really young, or if it was made, 2013, 2014, handful of videos, and that's it. There's no real information about this because no one downloaded them back in the days where this was still public. I'm pretty sure by the time he joined Filthy Frank and by the time he was known to anyone, all these are long since privated. It'd be really cool to see these posted by Chad or reacted to by Chad in a separate video or on a live stream. I don't think anyone ever asked him back in the day when he did live streams to react to this stuff and to talk about it, because he never, not only did he never think of that as an idea, but we never got to see Chad elaborate on this content and elaborate on what it was more about and how old he might have been when he made these or how many videos there were. It is kind of cool, though, to think about, because it's a proper channel name, MonkRage, and that was his name on World of Warcraft, I believe, because he wanted monk as a class, or he had monk as a class. I think it was he wanted a monk as a character, as a playable class in the game, and that's why he was like MonkRage. He's raging that you can't get a monk. And the channel's name was Mr. MonkRage, which is bizarre, but everyone knows him as MonkRage from back in the day. One of the funny stories about Chad, when he finally moved on from that mantra, was when he featured in the Dumbass Gets PewDiePie tattoo, and Filthy Frank messaged him right before George Miller, right before he released that video. He's like, yo, Chad, change your @ on Twitter to @anything-for-views. And he's like, oh, I don't know, man. I'm kind of MonkRage. And Max made the joke in the podcast, oh, you're MonkRage to your one follower, to your one viewer. Because Max used to watch his streams on Twitch when he was MonkRage, and it said one person watching, and he was the only person watching. So that just gives you guys an idea of how unlikely it is that we are to ever watch any of this old World of Warcraft gameplay, even if it is still in the video manager, in the videos on the channel. Look, I think there is a chance that they still exist. Not many people just flat out delete their videos from their account. I think that would be stupid because they're the only versions of that stuff that exists. And maybe one day he's the kind of person that likes looking back at old videos nostalgically. He's mentioned that in podcasts that he likes, having a beer and talking about the good old days of recording and watching them back every now and then. So I doubt he would delete those outright. But for the general public and for the fans to get the chance to watch his old World of Warcraft gameplay or whatever the hell he uploaded onto the MonkRage channel, it wouldn't have been many videos, as I said, guys, because he never wanted to be a YouTuber and he was never a proper creator back in the day. The odds are very slim for his fans to see that stuff. But you never know. Cold Ones could keep just growing and growing and growing. And videos like these could catch wind, could caught wind with the fans, and people might be thinking, probably messaging Chad or saying in a live stream, don't direct message these guys, don't direct message anything of views on his Instagram or anything, especially to do with this. It's just harassment and it's pointless. You guys know that already though. And he might go, fuck it, these still exist on the account, I've still got them here, let's react to them, let's have a look at them. Who knows? He probably won't. I've seen a lot of his streams, Chad, and the only time he mentioned it was when I mentioned it to him, and he was watching. Well, I didn't mention it to him. Indirectly, he was watching my video about him, as you guys saw before this intro, and probably playing in the background as extra footage to play behind me on the green screen. And he kind of just brushed over it. He doesn't bring this stuff up because not only is it not relevant to people who watch Cold Ones now and know him as an internet personality, but not many people are seeking out this sort of lost content. And Chad is a very niche and underground personality, just as himself. I've noticed he's an extremely niche person. Cold Ones is the brand that people are more closely associated with, not just Chad himself as an entertainer, because his channel's like Anything for Views, doesn't upload much to that. He doesn't stream anymore, and he doesn't have his own sort of internet personality anymore as much as he was growing back in like 2017, 18, 19, all by himself. But yeah, he could grow again. Like I said, it could come up all over again and people could ask him about this and he might release them. But if you're a hacker, this is something I don't really want to incite with people. But the only way for these to be released, the only way for people to see these, if you're that desperate to see them, is by hacking into the Cold Ones YouTube account. Don't do that. And if you do that, don't touch the account. And probably don't leak these. This is a stupid video, and I'm not asking anyone to do that if they go into the account. Such a stupid bit. Sorry to the audio listeners if you're just wondering what the hell happened just then. This is a podcast, so mainly people would listen to this, so that makes zero sense as to why I just did that stupid bit. That's the only way I could see these very few videos being posted. And you're probably thinking, well, how do you know there's only like a few videos? Even though he wasn't meant to be a YouTuber, or I didn't dream of being a YouTuber, people upload tons of gameplay footage when they have a YouTube channel. Yes, but judging by the way he described it, he's described it as a very low-key, sort of non-important, not something he's really, incredibly afraid of announcing. All he said is it had World of Warcraft videos on it, and that's it. Like, it's very boring. They're just gameplay. It might not even feature his voice. Probably won't feature his face, these old videos from Chad. I've actually, thought in the past that someone's actually leaked one of these videos, or seconds from it had been posted. And then it turned out that it wasn't an old MonkRage video. People have posted clips from World of Warcraft gameplay while talking about it in a video, and I thought it was a clip from his old YouTube channel. You guys can correct me on that in the comments if some of this has actually been posted somewhere and I'm actually wrong and there are clips from his old MonkRage videos that have been released. I can't imagine how that would happen though, because of how small it was. And that's really what it boils down to here on the Lost Media podcast today, as I end this sort of topic, if you can call it a topic. As I end my little train of thought, he was too small. He was way too small before he had any sort of platform with Nax Mofo, meeting him, and with Filthy Frank, and knowing any of those guys. He had no viewers, and he said they had a few hundred viewers. Actually, now that I think of it, he has mentioned that they had, I think he once did claim that they had decent views. These are World of Warcraft videos. Again, you can correct me, because I also faintly remember him saying that they had a few hundred views. So who the fuck knows, man? It's all question here on the Lost Media podcast. It's all guesswork. You don't want to run a podcast where it's guesswork. I think that's why the Lost Media podcast, just to summarize, is a podcast. Because when something's completely lost and when there's nothing released on it, it's all guesswork. All you can do is theorize. And it makes the videos a lot easier to record, but it also makes the Lost Media a lot more frustrating. And it also makes it a lot more frustrating to hear me present these episodes. Oh my God. For one last time, guys, subscribe to On We Talk. This is the last time I'll say it in the podcast, unless it's very relevant, unless we're in the middle of content trips and stuff. Get fucked, Matthew. And I'm going to keep it in the end screen though at the end of each video so you guys can check it out. It's a really funny podcast. I co-host it every single week. It's good shit. Comedy content. If you're into comedy content, you're into a little bit of edgy stuff, because it's a bit smaller, that podcast. We can get away with more, but we want it to be bigger, so we can't get away with more. Why is that an incentive for people to follow it? Have a listen, guys. It's good shit. Goodbye. This has been the Lost Media Podcast, episode 24. I'm going to be back in future episodes to talk about the Lost Shoe reviews. No, I have some important stuff. Some stuff that's been lost for years that people know about. Stay tuned.